Hi there, YouTube. It's not Pyxcore. My name is Python, but everyone calls me Mel. I've been working on this game for Valve, and it's nothing big, but I have a feeling some random kid in Missouri is going to become obsessed with it.
I don't know what he's talking about. I couldn't care less about Left 4 Dead 2. Now, the Portal series, that's what I call video games. Yes, Portal is the topic of today's episode. Pyxcore, named after me, Pyxcore, written and directed by me, Pyxcore. Only the first game, though, because I just have way too much to say about Portal 2, as it is my favorite game of all time. And it's fitting that I talk about this game during spooky season, because this game can get pretty scary.
So I just finished up Half-Life 2, and I think our next game should be a bit more child-friendly.
That's a great idea.
And then it could become randomly horrifying halfway through.
What is wrong with you?
This game was developed by Valve, also known as the Steam guys. In 1998, they came onto the scene with Half-Life, which was an innovation in first-person shooters. They then proceeded to release Team Fortress Classic and Counter-Strike and did nothing for 4 years straight.
It's Ricochet.
Then, in 2004, they finally released Half-Life 2, where the first Half-Life game innovated in FPS games, Half-Life 2 innovating video game physics with the Source engine. The games made in this engine are pretty janky nowadays. The games are still great, with Portal and its sequel being some of the best I've ever played.
And that's saying a lot, because I've played Ghostbusters for Wii.
But there's just a certain offness to some of their games. It could be because their models look kind of bad, especially the humans in the Half-Life games.
It's a human.
No worries though, Valve games are still great for the most part. Anyway, Valve released a sort of sequel to Half-Life 2 called Half-Life 2 Episode 1 because Valve can't count to 3. Then on October 9th, 2007, they released the Orange Box for Xbox 360, PS3, and PC because the Wii wasn't good enough, dang it. This game featured 2 older games, those being Half-Life 2 and Half-Life Episode 1, and 3 new games, Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Team Fortress 2, a sequel to Team Fortress Classic or the billion other Team Fortress ones, and Portal. Originally starting out as what I like to call, Portal was developed by a group of college kids who Valve saw and eventually hired to develop into what I like to call That's More Like It.
That's where I come in. I'm the lead developer of Portal, and since it's only about an hour long, it shouldn't take that long to develop.
How is it this hard? It's just a freaking robot!
It went perfectly.
And finally, Portal. We start with a title screen where you see the relaxation chamber so you're already familiar with the game. And then you're greeted with this robotic voice.
Hello, and again, welcome to the Aperture Science Computer-Aided Enrichment Center. We hope your brief detention in the relaxation vault has been a pleasant one.
And it's clear she has some issues because she begins to sort of glitch out.
For your own safety and the safety of others, please refrain from...
Anyway, this robot's name is GLaDOS.
But you're not supposed to know that at this point in the game.
Yeah, I know, I was just about to say that, and who are you?
My name is Python.
First off, I hate snakes, and your name is Mailman? Are you a mailman?
No, Melman, like from Madagascar.
The movie or the country, because I don't know anyone from a small island off the coast of Africa.
The movie?
Never heard of it.
Then how did you know there was a movie?
Lucky guess.
Then you start off with Test Chamber 0 where you do nothing but put a cube on a button. The next test chamber expands upon this gameplay by having you go through portals to place a cube on a button. This introduces you to the main mechanic of the game, portals and cubes. And it is a fun mechanic. And the next test chamber gives you the portal gun, and this is where the game starts to get better. With it, you can make your own portals, although GLaDOS does give you a warning.
Do not touch the operational end of the device. Do not look directly at the operational end of the device. Do not submerge the device in liquid, even partially. Most importantly, under no circumstances should...
You know, she was gonna say...
No, shut up. No one is supposed to know.
Anyway, you shoot blue portals from the gun, and the game makes these orange portals for you. The game goes on like this, teaching you mechanics like momentum and other things, until Test Chamber 11, in which the portal gun is modified so you can shoot blue and orange portals. Other test chambers introduce you to things such as turrets and the Aperture Science weighted companion cube, which no matter what GLaDOS tells me is in fact threatening to stab me. This is also where the game gets terrifying. No human should be losing that much blood, and GLaDOS tells me that
Android Hell is a real place where you will be sent at the first sign of defiance.
Great.
in some of these test chambers, however, you might find these things called rat dens, where there are things written on the walls. These look like the ramblings of someone who has lost their mind being in this facility, which they are.
But Valve didn't feel the need to explain it, so neither do I.
Eventually, you get to test chamber 18, where GLaDOS tells you,
There will be cake.
You dirty liar.
I'm sorry, what?
What? I didn't say anything.
Then finally, you get to Test Chamber 19, the final challenge of the game, and you get to the end, and
Congratulations. The test is now over. All Aperture technologies remain safely operational up to 4,000 degrees Kelvin.
But I don't think I am.
yeah, GLaDOS tries to incinerate you. It's not that difficult to escape, however. You just pop some portals on some walls and bam! Then you need to find GLaDOS and take her down. And despite her telling you that you're not going the right way or that you're not a good person, you eventually find her chamber.
Well, you found me. Congratulations. Was it worth it? Because despite your violent behavior, the only thing you've managed to break so far is my heart.
A core then falls off of her and you throw it into an incinerator, and you learn that this is a
Morality core they installed after I flooded the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin to make me stop flooding the enrichment center with a deadly neurotoxin. So get comfortable while I warm up the neurotoxin.
This triggers a boss fight where you throw these cores into the incinerator after directing rockets at her. Then once you finally defeat her, you make your way outside of Aperture Science and touch grass. And this time, I'm fine with it. The credits play after one final cutscene where you were showed the cake that you were promised earlier. The song played during the credits is great, but I can't play the full thing here. All you need to know that it's about how GLaDOS is still alive and doing science. And the song begins with the words, "This was a triumph," which is a perfect way to end this triumph of a game.
And that's the end of Portal. A short but great game. And it's no wonder why it and its sequel became my favorite games of all time. Oh no, Rick is calling. Long story, thought he was Nick Cage. I guess I have to answer. Hi there, Rickolas. It's Pyxcore.
So you're talking about how much you love Portal. Do I even have to say it? There's no such thing as a perfect game.
I just had to cut him off. I couldn't let him finish. Portal is the perfect game.
He's right, you know. I mean, I made the game. And even I know there are some issues with it. Need I list them?
I'd rather you not.
The game is pretty short, so I guess that's a problem to some people. Not only this, but some of the test chambers can get crazy hard. I mean, it's good to have a challenging game, but this is just sadistic. And finally, there are a few exploits that I don't understand.
There. Those were the only flaws that I could find in this great game.
Okay, good enough for me. I gotta go. I just got a job working for Nintendo 30 years ago.
Okay. Hi there, YouTube. It's Pyxcore, and only Pyxcore. And ever since I started talking about Portal, I've been working on my impression of all the people who played Ricochet.